Welcome. Please enjoy the relaxing poetry named Perception by Iqbal Zohaib, read by Johanna Dinsdale. Moods. The moods that take over me. My surroundings are what defines me. The happiness of all the success, standing alone makes it a mess. The burden of all the expectations is the source of all my frustrations. The unnerving need to be forever nice feels like trapped in stone-cold ice. The efforts I put into always do good, in the end, it all crumbles, and helpless I stood. The eyes filled with disappointment and let down, buries my hopes even deeper down. The demand to look happy and take the pain melts my soul away, slowly like acid rain. Through all these shades, I am still alive, in the hopes that I will one day revive. The passion, the will that has faded away, one daylight will burst in and show me the way. The surroundings are what controls me now. I will work on finding to change them somehow. Though not by choice, this life I was put in, I will not stop fighting until I win. So what if I stand alone? I will be fine. My loneliness taught me how to shine. Wandering mind. Ambiguities of a wandering mind. The constant search of self-find. Trying to break off the barriers of communication without any mediums of transmission. Words don't speak, silence does the talking. In times of stillness, I feel like walking. I always did things based on logic and sense. So why my mind is trapped in this nuisance? I am losing it, or it's all an illusion. How did I end up in this confusion? I worked too hard to fight the uncertainty fear. Then why don't the answers seem to appear? All my actions don't seem to have a direction. Unknown to me is my source of salvation. Happy. I continue on the path of self-improvement. Have stopped questioning life's every movement. Freed life of all limitations and just letting it flow. It's good to be sitting back for once and enjoying the show. Observing and relishing as the mysteries unfold. No more cares and worries to stop and hold. no boundaries to bind, conscience ever so clear. I follow my instincts now, without any fear. I continue to do good even if things don't work out. That's how life works. No reason to have self-doubt. Choosing what feels right. No more being sappy. Just feels good to have no reason and just be happy. Lose it all. Have not been born with the power of great expression. Have always been shut and kept feelings in suppression. You are one of the few people I have ever spoken to. Your friendship and company every day I look forward to. Your trust in me is too important, and I never want to betray. But what if there is something I always wanted to say? Would you be able to accept and appreciate my honesty? Or stop talking to me and consider me untrustworthy? Have played out the scene so many times in my head. For once I just wanted to say it all instead, but guess I still have not figured it out. What will I do if things don't work out? Would we be able to go back and be the same? Or would I be left alone again with self-blame? How can one ever be ready to take such a fall? Risk all good for something better. But what if I lose it all? Search for belonging. The wish inside of me to get along, the efforts I make to for once belong. With the world that seems so different, no success yet, just looked incompetent. I always try so hard to make them believe that I am not so strange, but still they leave. I tried to be there for them in their time of need, and proved it again and again. I am a friend indeed, but yet my surroundings are always so empty. Makes me seem like a person in need of help and pity. Occasionally I get them to stay with me and be there. I am sure it's pity on me that get them there. So what good are all the efforts and good deeds when it only kills respect for self and serves no need? Should I just stop the search for belonging and accept my life will always be lacking? The feel of acceptance and to be wanted. I will always stay in isolation and feel stranded. No longer will I want to belong or be accepted. Enough with the trying and looking stupid. Just accepted the fact and no efforts anymore. I was born to serve others and nothing more. Innocent. Was the seduction of darkness this powerful, which made you submit yourself to something disrespectful? Were you this desperate to have just 2 minutes without care? That you were willing, pushed yourself in the life of despair? Is uncontrollable freedom all you ever wanted? Weren't you able to see that burning yourself is warranted? You cannot now play the victim and act all innocent. You were mature enough to make the choices with your own consent. Now all the cries of help you desperately scream, and hoping to get back your dignity and self-esteem. Redemption is only for those who reflect on mistakes and are willing to accept. Clear your mind of the entire ordeal and begin with having some self-respect. Wish. Strange is the least I can say about my feelings these days. My thoughts are now controlled by your charming ways. Whispers of your voice now echo in my heart's empty hollow, causing a trance on me, and I can only follow. So I keep walking in the dark, just following your sound. Nothing is in sight. It all still feels so profound. The style of your existence is ever so mesmerizing. Every moment a silky flow, every word inspiring. The relief my being feels to know your presence is in my life. Even it's like a forbidden fruit, a touch can cause strife. Maybe that's why I continue to get pulled towards you. Forbidden things are always enticings for humans to get to. Now how I wish to hear from you, once say that you are mine. Maybe then my soul will calm down, and I will be fine. Trapped. Why do you keep yourself trapped in self-confinement? With no communication, all we have just looks like a big disappointment. Walls that you created around you are my biggest concern. You always help me when needed. Please let me give back in return. I have begged you so many times to open up and let me help you find all the things that you need, but understand, I am just a man, you can't read mine. I agree that I have not always been much help or get you all the solutions. Not always have I been able to understand your feelings and analyze the situations. But happiness is what I have always wanted for thee. Please talk to me and never shy away from trying me. Because without it, I would never know if I'm still a part of you. And please never forget that I was always there for you. Weird. So many times I have tried to solve life's mystery. The attempts of their failure are now part of history. Like a fool, I embarked on a journey to do the same. I had no one to stop me from acting this insane. I am not a very demanding person, not with a huge wish list. Always happy with the scraps I can get in life, never insist, but still had this urge to know how I should act to be, to enable me from finding someone who wants to be with me. Realized soon after that my quest was destined for doom. Since the start of the first chapter, my story headed for gloom. Decided to wear different personas to see which one I can best sustain. Started with being silent, shy, and nice, but it all went in vain. They considered me unconfident, incompetent, and totally lame. Lifted me up and said, "The first failure is okay, no one to blame. Why not do something more cheerful and show your vibrant side?" Now I am known to be the one with a crazy mind, and weirdness persists. The attention of others is what I sought, and the attention is what I achieved. Their interest in me was real, but the reality was ill-conceived. In the end, I became a source of awe and amusement for others, the ones who approach for easy laughs, wanting nothing further. They all come with me with their grief, and left cheerful as they saw fit. And I continue to stand as an awkward social misfit, now forced to act as a gesture, to seek temporary admiration. That's the only joy left for me among all the loneliness and frustration. I've heard them say so many times that there is someone special out there for everyone. Guess I will be the weird one to keep them all entertained until they seek out their special one. Together. The distance we now find between us, leaving us with nothing else to discuss. The paths you and I choose to progress, acted upon human instincts to get success. Never did I plan you to be in my life. Always believed my career would be enough and that would suffice. But meeting you changed my whole perception, made a new man out of me with a new conception. I saw promises of a bond that could last forever. But my struggles took control and pushed me over. Got caught up in fulfilling everyone's needs and making money. Neglected the person I should have chosen for my life's journey. So you moved on, started your own new beginnings. Don't blame me for that, my ignorance deserved it. I had it coming. Now I wonder, and I think about it every day. If only I could go back and make it all stay. The way we should have been, the way it was meant to be. Make a reality of us being together, just you and me. Invisible. How to make myself be seen, getting visible to your being. Differentiate self from all that is common. Become a sweet memory you always want to summon. Drag myself out from the dark corners. Be an entity full of light and shining honor. You are the only one for whom I want to change. The only fear I feel is to lose my core and make it strange. Self-assurance is only what I have right now. Risking it to get noticed is the only way I see somehow. What if all this effort is destined to go in vain and not feasible? What if in the end I still stay to you invisible? Alone. Alone at wherever I go. Alone in whatever I do. Alone, I fail when I try. Alone, I see time fly. Alone, I lived all my life. Alone, I will one day die. But all this time, I am alone. Find for a while sadder someone, and take away all her troubles by being nice to her and humble, and fill her life with laughter and joy, ensuring no harm later comes by. Then I may not go away with a sad feeling, knowing my loneliness had some sort of meaning. Fantasies. It's fascinating to see how the brain works sometimes, how it fights itself over fantasy and logic all the time. Whether you are down and feeling lonely, how your fantasies allow you to escape reality. See yourself as something stronger, or imagine what it's like to fly. Imagine to become an immovable rock or a bird soaring through the sky. The idea seems exciting, but then logic intervenes, proves the thought impossible, pushes you back to routine. But then again, everything cannot be judged alone on logic for clarity. Too much thinking more often than not creates complexity. Maybe sometimes you need to stay longer in the land of dreams and put your consciousness on a flowing fantasy stream, because dreams are the tools to defy logic and common sense, to see yourself in objects of wish without any blockage and fence. In fantasy, you can see yourself solid like a rock and imagine to be as strong, or soar through the sky like a bird with confidence, knowing nothing can go wrong. Per logic, the reality of such wishes can never come to fruition. But the experiences in your dreamland can have great implications. The experience we can get from the dreams, imagining things without any strings, gives us power to believe, improve, and hope for better things. The logic can continue to keep your current world rigid and complicated, but only fantasy allows for current situations to be reimagined, improved, and recreated. This has been Perception, poetry by Iqbal Zohaib, read by Johanna Dinsdale. Thank you for listening.